Yeah, is suicide unforgivable? And I would argue, certainly not. It certainly is forgivable. All sins are forgivable. David committed murder. David committed adultery. Suicide's a form of murder. So is suicide forgivable? It's certainly forgivable. But again, it's complex, isn't it? We have to think it through. What are we saying? We can't say this as a Christian. If you're depressed and down, and if you are, you need to talk to someone, go to a counselor, go to a pastor. But if you're depressed and down, you can't say, as I had a person say to me once, I'm a Christian, I'm going to commit suicide, and then I'm going to go to heaven. That is presumptuous. Just as we can't say in our hearts, I'm going to go commit adultery, and then I'll ask forgiveness, and I'll be fine. Or I'm going to go murder, and then I'll ask forgiveness, and I'll be fine. So committing suicide is serious, isn't it? You can't just plan to do something like that, to commit a sin, and then just presume on God's forgiveness. So we can't plan on a sin, but then we come back to our question, is it forgivable? I have a story here that I think illustrates the fact that it is forgivable. I had a friend of a friend. It was actually the brother of my friend. And he grew up in a Christian family, suffered significantly from depression. He took a lot of pills to kill himself. He woke up in the hospital. He woke up in the hospital and he repented. He repented of what he did. So, you see the act. He tried to carry out suicide. He repented, showing, I think, that he belonged to Christ. And then he died. So he actually ended up committing suicide, didn't he? The pills he took were too much for him. But I think we have clear evidence. Yes, he belonged to God. He repented of his sin. So I want to return to say this. Is it forgivable? Yes. But we never plan on committing sin. We don't presume on God's grace. Yet God's grace is great. He forgives sinners. So if someone commits suicide, often we don't know. Were they a believer or not? God didn't design life so we always know whether another person is a believer. We might have an opinion, but if they commit suicide deliberately, oftentimes we're in the dark. And we have to, and that's hard, isn't it? But we have to leave a person like that to God. And we recognize no one will be in hell who ought not to be there. Everybody will be in heaven who ought to be there. God is just, God is good, God is kind, God is loving. So in those cases, we can entrust them to God.
Thanks for watching. You can submit your questions by email, Twitter, or in the comments section below. And don't forget to subscribe to find out the answer to next week's question.